Hello.
All right, everybody, thanks for joining me for another episode of Quarantine Sunday. I'm your host, Sean Rao. What we have on the show today, we have, well, for one thing, it's tracks that I haven't repeated yet on the show. Tracks that I have not repeated yet on the show. There is a bit of foraging. I'm going to show you what is in this jar, this stuff. So stick around if you can donate to the show, that would be awesome. And the way to do that is if you're watching on my website, you'll see a little donate button on the right bottom of the screen. Click that button. And if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook Live page, the way to donate is through Venmo or PayPal, and you'll see that in the description of the live video. You'll check that out. So check it out. Hey!
Unfortunate as it may have become, I know you're never gonna read this. I know they never sent my letters out. Oh, but anyway, they got me working on a staircase. Poor little Joe with his wall-less face, he's the only one I really talk to now. Who are we working for? I should have signed up for AmeriCorps. So many hungry children, we could have saved the whole world by now. Oh, friends, I'm gonna be honest with you now. I am weary of our noble mission. There's a few of us that feel we've been led to an empty house. There are some of us who know the roof is leaking right. Just like a garden hose, they find us in somebody else's clothes. Give us a little book of promises. I want out of this. I want the things that I used to fight. I miss my money and I miss my life. Man, the bed in Chicago. Oh, friends, I'm gonna be honest with you now. I'm weary of our noble mission. There's a few of us that feel we've been led to an empty house. There are some of us who know the roof is leaking right. Oh, here we go. I waited for tonight. There's so much on my mind. My hands left to the right. My eyes, they turn inside. She don't have to try. With more than just her skin, 'cause I don't have to know. I just want to win. Pulling slowly in her driveway. See my baby coming my way, right? I waited for a storm to blow a hole my way. I tried every night. It took me till today. I can't wait to see your door. And though the wrongs, and though the war, I don't see the fight no more. And that what the night is really for. Pulling slowly in her driveway. See my baby coming my way. Pulling slowly in her driveway. See my baby coming my way, right?
Folks, today we're going to talk about this weird looking black mass of charred something. This is referred to as the Chaga mushroom. Now, thinking about this as a mushroom is kind of wrong. It's not really a mushroom, and it also gives you the wrong idea about what this actually tastes like. It tastes nothing like mushrooms. And I grant you the idea of sticking this into your mouth is a little weird and not very appealing, but stick with me and I'll walk you through the process of how I consume this. What chaga is, it's a parasite that grows primarily on birch trees. You will see it on other trees, but primarily we're talking about birch trees here. So if you know what birch trees look like, black birch, white birch, paper birch, all that stuff, you'll find it on there. Best time to look is in the wintertime when the leaves are not on the trees and you can see. So go into the forest when you know there's birch, you'll probably see chaga up there. Don't get confused at first though with tree burls, like a burl, kind of a outer growth of a tree that is actually just a tree. It's just like for whatever reason, disease or infestations, trees get this kind of bulbous sort of extension, knobby part of the tree. It happens a lot on oaks. And that's a burl, that's not a chaga.
I know, but you're like the 10th person to come by and try to take my face off with an axe. And I'm trying to tell you that I am a burl. I'm not going to be good as a tea or in your kitchen experiments. I belong to this tree. Okay? Okay.
Chaga's actually a parasite that will feed off of a living birch tree. Other trees too, but primarily birch. And will eventually kill that tree. So if you see a chaga fungus on the tree, it's going to eventually kill that tree, but it could last up to like 20 years before the tree ends up succumbing to it. What you'll see is there's like two parts to this chaga, and that's the outer part and the inner part. So the inner part is attached to the birch tree, and the outer part will be this charred, blackened mass. It is not necessarily spherical, could be all sorts of shapes, but when you take it off the tree, you'll see the inner is this corky, soft, kind of punky, reddish brown, kind of speckled material inside. Okay, so there's two parts. It's very easy to identify when you've spent some time, just a little bit of time looking at the thing. Now, why would we want to even consume this at all? Number one, it's been studied for its health benefits, and there's a lot of them.
Well, yes, we are in the embryonic stages of testing right now, but it is quite promising.
What it's known for is its antiviral, its immune boosting capabilities.
Go on, yes.
A lot of the health benefits are extracted with alcohol, meaning that the chemicals in there that are beneficial can only be absorbed through the alcohol. So putting them in, making them into tinctures, things like that, extracting the constituents that way is the way to go. You could also make a tea out of them and get some of the health benefits too, but ideally you want to do both things theoretically to get all this stuff. Do I know what I'm saying exactly with that? Not really. But the most important thing I want you to take away here is that this actually tastes good. If you like coffee, if you like tea, black tea, you'll probably like chaga. And why not consume it? Because you're probably getting some really good health benefits too. And that's what I say. At a time like this, hell yes, I'm going to take some chaga. So let me walk you through the process of harvesting this, taking it back, preparing it, storing it, all that business. Let's say you come across a birch tree, it has a chaga fungus on it, you want to harvest it. Make sure it's not anything else. When you're removing it from the tree, you want to be careful. If you were to just rip the thing off, you're going to expose the tree to infection. You're going to open up the possibility of organisms getting in there and killing the tree a lot faster than it would if you just left the chaga and harvested it correctly.
Dude, bad idea. Bad. Put that down.
Which, by correctly, you just want to harvest the outer portion of it and leave some that's against the tree so that it can eventually maybe grow back, or it just, might not harm the tree that way any more than it needs to. So cut that off. You could use a hatchet, or you can use a hacksaw, right? You get it back home, and if you're not going to use it right away, and probably if you get a good enough amount, you're going to want to store it. This right here, all these bits and pieces, came off of one chaga chunk that I got several years ago. This is several years old, and it hasn't gone bad. And I got it off of this tree, and then I broke it up into bits and dried it out and just left it on the counter basically. It dries really, really easy, and it's awesome that way for long-term storage. All right.
Never met a girl like you before. Just like in a song from days of yore. Now you come crawling, crawling on my floor. I never met a girl like you before. Give me just a taste and I want more. My hands are bleeding and my knees are raw. Now you come knocking, knocking at my door. And I never knew a girl like you before. Talking allegorically, I hope I'm talking metaphorically. You know, I'm just talking about the way I feel. I never met a girl like you before. I never met a girl like you before. This old town's changed so much. I don't feel where I belong. Too many protest singers and not enough protest songs. And you come along. You come along. You come along. You come along. It's alright. It's alright, yeah, it's alright, yeah, it's alright, yeah, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, because I never met a girl like you before. Cobwebs? Living with you is the gum on my shoe. New Kingston would put us to bed. My communist brother, my earth fairy mother, it was only alive in our heads. Now uncles and aunties to raise up the families, all sat in an old metal pit. Utopian dreams that would grow us some green, like the chicken shit under the cap. And it's not hard to say goodbye sometimes, and it's not hard to say goodbye sometimes, and it's not hard to say a goodbye. We steal like a seagull till our dreams become legal. We'll barter for the rest of our lives. Cooperative living on some bastard Thanksgiving that we carve with our grandparents' knives. We shake up the laddies, now which one is daddy? Unschool them till their brains hit the floor. But we don't have the skill or the cast iron will to keep us that happy or poor. Oh, but it's not hard to say goodbye sometimes, and it's not hard to say goodbye sometimes, and it's not hard to say. Goodbye.
All right, so let's talk about how to process this for tea. One thing, think about what we're trying to do here, okay? We're trying to extract the medicinal properties, and to do that efficiently, we need to break this up into the smallest particle size we can. So we'll get that maximum efficiency of extraction. Yes, the maximum efficiency of extraction. Sounds like something Jeff Goldblum would say.
God creates dinosaurs. God destroys dinosaurs. God creates man. Man destroys God. Man creates dinosaurs.
Okay, a couple ways to do that. One is with a serrated knife. You definitely don't want to take a straight edge knife and try to cut down on this like you're chopping an onion or something. Will not work. Pieces will go flying. It's just not going to happen. You could take a serrated knife though and hold the chaga right down, and you could just, better if you just go one way, saw down one way, close to the edge, so you're getting these little chunks that fall off. And that really does work, you know, comes off into these little bits. It does work. However, it's easy to get tired of that very quickly, and you're like, gotta be a better way. And there is, I think. Buy a hammer and a towel that you don't mind never seeing again or never using for anything else but chaga, because it stains. I swear to God this is clean, but it's chaga stained. So towel, hammer, right? And it's awesome if you have a high-powered blender that can do grains in it, or a coffee grinder. Coffee grinder works just fine too. So to do this with the hammer, it's gonna be loud, but what we'll do is we'll put the chaga in the towel, right? And then we'll close up the towel, like here. We'll seal up the edges a little bit, okay? Take the hammer and we're just kind of breaking this up into smaller pieces, much smaller pieces. Doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be in a lot smaller chunks before you put them in a blender. You could use them just get them in the smallest bits you can, and then we can make the tea out of them. But the finer you go, the more extraction you're gonna get. Okay, so then I will open up my grain mill attachment to my blender, and I will carefully pour these in. Right? Like that. And I usually wait a minute, because when you lift the top off of this thing, check this out. Oh, snap. Very dusty. Ooh. Yeah, go away, go away. All right, what that looks like when it's done is kind of like a mix of powder and, you know, there's a little bit larger chunks in there, but it's definitely fine enough for tea. Next step, unlike regular tea, right, where you are steeping for like 5 minutes, chaga you want to cook longer. I don't know if this is just from what I've read about it. it really needs to be in there for a while to extract. You don't really want to boil it, but you want to simmer for a while. So I'll take a gallon. Now this is this is to my taste. I want to be able to taste it, and just a spoonful of chaga in a whole gallon is not going to do it. You need more than that to get that real flavor in there. All right, so this is what I'll do, is I'll take about a gallon of water, and it's about a gallon, and then I'll take about 4 tablespoons. I have chaga on my face. I'll take 4 tablespoons of this, heaping kind of, yeah. And it seems like a lot, but believe me, it takes a lot to really get this flavor in there. So, and then I'll turn this on, and I'll just let this simmer for about a half hour. I know it seems like a long time, but again, you don't want to boil it, just let it simmer. All right, so now we're ready. This chaga has definitely steeped enough, and what we want to do now is strain out the excess source material so we can just get the liquid chaga into this jar, which we can then use right away, refrigerate, use it over the course of a week. And right now we'll make the drink that I call chaga coffee. Spoon it first. And I'll just take a few spoonfuls, because if I were to take this whole thing and pour it in, I'm liable to spill a lot of it, and it would just be stupid. Tired of that? If we go fast. No, bad idea.
Now you're gonna hear me on your favorite station. Back then you wasn't ready for this kind of sensation. Well, I was on the bus, but I was in the back. I wore a unicorn shirt, but now I dress in black. Now I'm twice as good looking. I got all the kitty I need. I'm gonna roll, 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 roll. I'm gonna roll, 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 roll. I'm gonna roll, 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 roll over you. If you could see me smoking with my 7th grade imagination, I was a cooking in the kitchen while you always did your vacation. I came back from the summer, I could play the drums, do all kinds of cool shit with my big ass thumb. Now I'm twice as good looking, I got all the kitty I need. I'm gonna roll, 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 roll. I'm gonna roll, 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 roll. I'm gonna roll, 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 roll. Over you. Let me go. And all the nuns wrote me up for my bad behavior. I said I'll open up 100 now, give me the Savior. Well, let Jesus come to me and save my soul. I kill the evil in the world with my rock and roll. Look at that son of a bitch, I got all the silver bullets I need. I'm gonna roll, 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 roll. I'm gonna roll, 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 roll. I'm gonna roll, 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 roll over you. Oh, let's go. I'm on a roll. I said, remember when you and your friends used to beat me? But I learned guitar karate while you were all sleeping. Oh, you used to have a swing like a baseball bat. You used to have big bones, but now you just look fat. I'm twice as good looking. I got all the kitty I need. I'm on a roll. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll over you. Let's go. I met my enemy today. My baby takes the little one out to play. Enemy shot two of my buddies down, while baby rides the little one on the merry-go-round. At my post I am standing guard, while baby hopes for roses in the front yard. I don't know my enemy's name, while baby takes the little one to a baseball game. Why am I in this God-forsaken place, while baby wipes the dirt from a little one's face? 10 years old in the killing fields, and baby's planning a weekly meal. Bodies in a body ditch, while baby's got a supper to fix. My brother's got a hole in his head. Now baby gets the little one ready for bed. Today I shot my enemy. Baby gives the little one a hug for me. Both my buddy's legs got blown off. Now baby tends to the little one's cough. I stare down at the barrel of a gun, while baby's going out to have some fun. And I hear ringing in my ear, while baby's face is all wet with tears. takes the little one out to play. Enemy shot two of my buddies down. Baby rides the little one on a merry-go-round.
All right, so here's how I enjoy this chaga. So I'll take a cup of this. Damn, that's hot. Chaga. Right? Then I will add some cream, half and half, whatever. Right? Then, just like I put in my coffee, I'll either put maple syrup, right? A little bit of that. Or birch syrup, which is kind of cool because the chaga grows on the birch trees and is a parasite. And then the birch syrup is like the yummy goodness that the tree provides. So why not mix those two together and let them battle themselves out? And put them both in there.
Randy, now you look into my beautiful eyes and you tell me, do I look like I won't be here today? No. Now take a sip of this and get on this damn Ferris wheel with me.
A little bit of birch syrup, sure. Hell yeah. Mix it together. And then, because I'm a snob, I will put this into a blender so I can get it really creamy and frothy. That is pretty much all you do, folks. That's it. Yeah, this stuff is really good. It's like, if you like coffee, if you like tea, it has that bittersweet kind of quality to it. It's amazing. Very good. Very good.
So I gave you Montana, and I gave you more than half of my bread. All the lines that make your face, sometimes I wish that it didn't matter, but I draw them every night in my head. Slept that good on your one-person mattress, but I miss your broken lamp made of shells. There's only 10% of me that really hates that you're a grifter, but most of me is under your spell. On a horse that's walking backwards, looking for the truth in your eyes. Nothing I wouldn't trade here for a cold drink of water, except the ocean between your thighs. I know you're a runner, but I was hoping that I wasn't right. Honey in the morning turned to poison by tomorrow night. I should be on a white horse, but I drink too much potion. Now I'm sleeping on the kitchen floor. I wanna hold you so close in cinematic slow motion, but you're gunning for an open door. got saying that the future's uncertain. You get tired, you just blow out the spark. But how you gonna know love if you can't remove the curtain? The devil only wins in the dark. I know you're a runner, but I was hoping that I wasn't right. Honey in the morning turned to poison by tomorrow night. I can hear her heartbeat from 1,000 miles, and the heavens open every time she smiles. When I come to her, that's where I belong. I come running to her like a river song. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She got a fine sense of humor when I'm feeling low down. And when I come to her when the sun go down, she take away my trouble, she take away my grief. She take my heartache in the night like a thief. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. Well, I need her in the daytime. Well, I need her in the night. Oh, my. I wanna throw my loving arms around her and kiss her, hug her tight. Yeah. Now when I'm returning so far away, she give me some sweet loving, brighten up my day. Yes, it make me righteous, and it make me whole. Yes, it makes me mellow way down in my soul. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love.
Another thing that's kind of fascinating about the chaga fungus is its ability to aid in making a fire. So if you're outside and you're trying to get a campfire going and you happen to be around birch trees, experiment with this. It's so cool. This was used by primitive man to hold a coal, so to aid in the ability to keep a fire going for long periods of time. And to get that coal that get that fire transported. If I were to light a piece of this, and I will, it actually, the flame will eventually, and very quickly, it will ignite the piece, and not the whole thing is not going to burst in flames or anything, but it will start to smolder and glow, and the coal will slowly, over time, it will eventually envelope this whole entire piece and be one giant coal. But it slowly burns and extends that life of that coal a very long time, and it's invaluable in fire making. So I will just light the tip of this, and you will see it doesn't take much. Just that right there, and you see that. If I blow on it, you can really see that coal. It's very hard to, in fact, you gotta be careful doing this indoors because it's very hard to put it out. Ow!
Everybody knows that the dice are loaded. Everybody rolls with their fingers crossed. Everybody knows that the war is over. Everybody knows the good guys lost. Everybody knows that the fight was fixed. The poor get poor, the rich get rich. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that the boat is leaking. Everybody knows that the captain lied. Everybody got this broken feeling, like their father or their dog just died. Everybody talking to their pockets. Everybody wants a box of chocolates and a long stem rose. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that you love me, baby. Everybody knows that you really do. Everybody knows that you've been faithful. I'll give or take a night or two. Everybody knows that you've been discreet, but there were so many people you just had to meet without your clothes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's how it goes. And everybody knows. Everybody knows that it's now or never. Everybody knows that it's me or you. Everybody knows that you live forever, or when you're done a line or two. Everybody knows that the deal is rotten. Old Black Joe's still picking cotton for your ribbons and bows. And everybody knows. Everybody knows that the plague is coming. Everybody knows that it's moving fast. Everybody knows that the naked man and woman are just a shiny artifact of the past. Everybody knows that the scene is dead, but there's gonna be a meter on your bed that will disclose. Oh, and everybody knows. Everybody knows that you're in trouble. Everybody knows what you've been through. From the bloody cross on top of Calvary, oh, to the beat beach at Malibu. Everybody knows that it's coming apart. Take one last look at this sacred heart before it blows. And everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows that's how it goes. And everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows that's how it goes. Yeah, everybody knows.
Now, another thing I'll do with this chaga is I will make a kind of a tincture with it. Tincture is an alcohol extraction of the source material. And in the case of chaga, the reason why you would do that is because, like I mentioned earlier, not all of the chemicals are going to be able to be extracted with water. Some of them are only soluble with alcohol. So what I do is I take the grinded chaga. In other words, it's in the powder form, basically. Smallest particle size you can get. I'll mix that with a really strong vodka. Let it sit in a jar for about 6 months. This has been sitting in a jar for about 6 months. There's no water in there. It's just vodka and chaga. That's it. And then after 6 months, you take the top off of it, and then you can get one of these nut milk bags. These work great. And then we'll just take some kind of a container where we can decant this liquid. So I'll put this bag in here so I can strain. Just take it, pour it through. Okay, looks like coffee grounds actually. So I'll scoop up the bag. Right, and then I'll just squeeze in there. And now we're ready to, I have a little bit of a tincture left in this bottle left over from the last batch. This is sort of what it looks like. That is what it looks like. And, you know, I just take this when I feel like taking it. It doesn't taste bad, really. I've had much worse, but, you know, what the hell is that?
Stoned, getting beat up, broken bones, getting ahead, getting took. I tell you now, friends, it's harder than it looks. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll. was in a hotel, motel, make you wanna cry. Lady, do the hard sell. I know the reason why. Getting old, getting gray, getting ripped off, underpaid, getting sold second hand, baby. That's the way it goes when you play in a band. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll. You think it's easy doing one night stand, but then you try playing in the rock and roll band. You got to try playing in the rock and